Let's get into this mess. So now Jess, he not hilarious, decided to assert herself in a conversation that had nothing to do with her and decided to pick a fight with T.S. Madison. Now, wasn't it once upon a time not that long ago, she took her little dumbass over there on Carlos King podcast and was talking about how, oh, I don't have no problems with the trans community. I don't have no problems with gay people, this all this other stuff. While you sitting up there with him and trying to play the victim, like all of a sudden the LGBTQ community started picking on you. And I'm sick and tired of people saying, because I read the comments over there at the Neighborhood Talk, which we already know, Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room, it's going to be a lot of people in there who are anti-LGBT or whatever, and it's fine, whatever. Your kids are going to come out being faggots and trans. So it is what it is. So, and yeah, I've cursed you with all of that. But nevertheless, um, when people say, "Oh, she's just giving her opinion," why are people trying to come at her for her opinion? But when it affects you, then it's a problem. It's like, let me use for example. So people are getting mad over the fact that people are celebrating the death or mourning the death of Charlie Kirk. Black people aren't feeling so hot about it because, of course, racism and some of the racist things he said in the past, particularly about George Floyd and so many others, saying black people should be given the right to vote and all this mess. People are pissed off about that. So that affects you. How do you think people of the queer community feel when straight people, particularly black women, come out and say negative things about us and men like Snoop Dogg? And then when we say something about it because we ain't tolerating y'all ignorance and y'all bullshit, then all of a sudden, oh, she just giving her opinion. Well, they could say the same thing about these white supremacists that say racist stuff. Oh, he just giving his opinion. Oh, that Karen's just giving her opinion. It'd just be nice if y'all could see that discrimination is discrimination, doesn't matter where it's coming from. Be it, but I guess because that takes the foot off y'all neck regarding the other stuff. Now, black people are going to go on in on black queer people. So you want black people to have equality, but not black queer folks. That's what it feels like. We excluded, even though black queer people was out there marching with Martin Luther King and some of them others for you to get the rights that you have today. Even now with the LGBT stuff that's been going on, Marsha B. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, they were the ones that were out there marching for us, for the queer black people to have the rights that they have. But I feel like I'm going off a bit, off of where I'm going off course. Let me bring it back. So it just looks like Jess, he not hilarious, is a masochist because she felt the need to go in on T.S. Madison when T.S. Madison ain't thinking about her. She minding her business. And here you go trying to assert yourself in some mess. So Jess took to social media to question why T.S. felt the need to weigh in on Snoop Dogg's latest comments that some deemed as homophobic. As reported, the West Coast rapper was slammed for revealing he's afraid to take his grandkids to the movies after watching a lesbian couple in Disney's Lightyear. T.S., an outspoken commentator in the queer community, was one of the many who called Snoop out on his comments, which didn't sit well with Jess. Now, recapping the latest trending news, Jess said, they talking about lesbians having babies, women having babies with other women. This ain't even your colony, bitch. Goddamn. Now, here we go with the ignorance. Because look, it wasn't that long ago that Jess, who clearly is less than smart, this is the same dingbat that had no idea when they were having a conversation about Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon and that whole thing that was going on about that conversation. Um, Derek mentioned something or another that Tyler Perry has said, oh, look at this stud in the picture and all this other stuff. And I said, what's the, because Tyler think he is, if you like it, I love it, basically. So she like, stud. Like like it didn't compute to her that before lesbian, like male presenting, like lesbians that look like dudes, like the aggressive lesbians, the brat types, basically before they started considering themselves like all the other names ags like aggressives or whatever the case was, they identify as studs. So I don't know if that's maybe where her mind was, and she would know because she gives stud teas in in the picture she be taking any damn way, and the way she carry herself, and that deep ass voice she got. So if anybody know about stud, it'd be her. So now when it came down to the situation, She didn't understand that that was a thing that was called. Like, yeah, men are good-looking men, attractive men. The old term is stud. Not necessarily, yeah, aggressive, like butch-looking women have adopted that term, but yes, the textbook term for a good-looking male is considered stud. So you had to explain this to her. Her air brain having that. Like, this bitch is stupid. So of course, TS had to jump in on the line. I actually got the clip. Hold on, let me pull that up. Because I was like, I go on my rant sometimes. I'll be forgetting I got clips to the things. So yeah, we got the clip of what she said. We'll come back and talk. Please hold.
Madison weighs in on Snoop Dogg's comments about the Lightyear movie after his grandson asked him about two lesbians having a baby. First of all, why is this ain't even your department. They talking about lesbians having baby, women having baby, like with other women. This ain't in your colony, bitch. Goddamn. T.S. Madison weighs in on Snoop Dogg's comments.
And before I get to what Maddie said, it's weird how like she thinks that our communities are separate. Like, we're all under the same umbrella. Gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgender, two-spirited, questioning, non-binary, pansexual, like we're all under the same queer umbrella. So she thinks because and it's funny how whenever it comes to women, ovaries, and babies, she always want to pipe up on and assert herself in the conversations when it comes to that. Why are you so obsessed with uteruses? Like, bitch, worry about your own fucking gut and the eggs you got, the little eggs you got left in your coochie. Why are you always worrying about eggs and babies and things? So you thought you ate with that read, but it's like, learn biology first. You still didn't explain how two women have babies. And here's the thing: TS is a part of the queer community, so therefore, when you come after certain demographics, she's not going to separate herself as a trans woman from lesbians. She has lesbian fans. She knows lesbians. Lesbians are part of the community. There may be some who are like some people in the community that are dismissive of trans people. There may be some queer people that are dismissive of lesbians. I'm not. I love my lesbians. I love my gays. I love my trans girls. I like everybody in the community. I feel like we all are all under the same umbrella. Now, some of you get on my damn nerves and I cuss you out in a minute. But for the most part, I live for the community. I live for my community. And I will go hard and windmill hard for my community. If any of you outside bitches try to come for my community, I'm going to windmill for my community. Now, if you wrong in some shit, I'm going to call you out too. But for the most part, I'm going to windmill hard for my people. So TS had every right to say something. Bitch, you need to be minding your goddamn business. And this is the one time she feel like she could pipe up and try to act like she Lauren LaRosa and do some news type stuff. But you was up in here trying to be messy and start some mess with TS. Now, when TS go and eat your ass up, then you're gonna want to play the victim again. You're gonna want another interview with Carlos King so you can sit up out here and talk about, well, I lost brand deals because she picking on me. And it's funny how I saw people in the comments that were saying that too, that they would make a YTS picking on her. It's like, wait, did you not hear the video? Like, Maddie was the one is the finisher. And that's how I am too. I don't come out here deliberately be starting mess with people. But if you come at me, I'm gonna cuss you out. If you hit swing first, I'm gonna knock your ass out. I'm not a starter, but I'm a finisher. And I've never known Maddie to start no mess. Now, she did say that she did like a post where, excuse me, a lot of people was on social media calling Jess a man. But anyway, let's get to what Maddie said.
Look at our good sis, honey, Jess with the mess, just out there, getting into the things. Go, Jess. Go, Jess. Go, Jess. Now, listen, I know y'all feel like that I don't like this girl or whatever, but this girl takes every moment that she gets to try to jab something, and then y'all try to say, I say that she looked like a man. But look at her. The deep-rooted microaggressions that she has towards the trans community comes from comments like this. This was just her posted the other day at a place. Look at this. Look for yourself. Yeah, I liked it. I did. I liked it because we're telling jokes, right? Every time that it's about me or any other trans or anything, we're telling jokes, right? And what I find so funny is that I'm always somewhere defending women because I see myself as a woman. But she's always on the other end Look at our good sis, honey, Jess, and terrorizing women. The Risa Tisa shit. The two lesbians here. Why, as me being a part of the LGBTQIA community, I can't speak on lesbians? Oh, because I'm not a real woman? Why can't I speak on the things, from my community? But let's look. I'm not the one calling her man. This is what she go through every day. I actually feel for my CISTER. I actually feel for her. Imagine just having a baby, bitch, and somebody calling you a handsome guy. Wow, wow, wow. Yikes. Be blessed, ho. And terrorizing.
Did you catch that when she spelled the way she spelled sister? She spelled it CISTER, sister. I was like, "Oh, you messy." Caught it. But yeah, so she went in and said, "Now, Jess, I've been really not saying much about your big dick ass, but let's play. Imagine going through the struggles of life, jobs, marriage, kids, and your menstrual cycle or menopause is kicking your ass, and you got tired ass niggas messaging you to suck your dick, or you reading comments under videos of you calling and think people thinking you're handsome. Well, I think she's saying you're a handsome man." But it's like, yeah, that's what all that is. That's deeply rooted hatred because you hate the fact that you have aggressive tendencies, that maybe you are strictly dickly. And if you are, that's great. But the fact that you have mannish features, you got a deep voice, you carry yourself like you a bull dagger. So when all those things going on, yeah, people are going to be calling you these names and saying you a man and thinking you a chick with a dick and all this other stuff. And I know that's got to get tiresome, but instead of you getting mad at the people that's reading you for this, why you getting mad at the trans people? They're not your enemy. They're not out here bothering you. But I guess it's easy to pick on them because they're a minority and you're nothing more than a bully. But what also irritates me is how people in the comments somehow, Jess is what TS wished he could be. Like, what? First of all, trust and believe, TS do not want to be just hilarious. TS got a whole lot going on with her career, a lot of jobs, booked the busy between Fag Talk, the Outlaws podcast, judging RuPaul's Drag Race, doing movies, doing all these different, getting a lot of opportunities. We're just doing The Breakfast Club and a couple of comedy shows. We don't hear her with a lot of, out here being booked and busy. So where am I, as like me channeling TS, but except she'd be cussing a lot more. Where would I be jealous of her when my career is popping right now? I'm living my best life. I got friends and family and people who love me. I'm doing my own thing, but y'all on the line trying to misgender me on purpose. She knows she big dick Tim. She makes the jokes and all that other stuff, so she ain't never trying to deny who she is. And I appreciate her for that. But then I was trying to see if there was then it was this one that I saw. So I don't think there's any more to add. So yeah, it's like imagine being called a handsome guy after your last baby. So yeah, these two are going at it. It is what it is. I just said like just leave TS alone. I don't understand why you always feeling the need to pick a fight with her. She ain't do nothing to you. She's out here minding her business. And here's the thing. If you are someone who identifies as heterosexual and you don't understand how our community works, you don't get to sit and say, this ain't even your situation. You not a real woman. I mean, you not a lesbian or whatever the case is. So why are you speaking on lesbian issues or lesbian topics or whatever? And it's like, as long as I'm a part of the LGBT, it's like me as a man, I'm not a lesbian, but when there's stuff that's going on within the community, I'm gonna talk about it. And just like and vice versa. Gays don't only talk about gay shit. Trans people don't only talk about trans shit. And lesbians don't only talk about lesbian shit. So if this is not a wheelhouse that you're a part of that you understand, shut the fuck up. And I think that the reason why she's doing all of this is like I said before, this has to do with that whole anything that attached with babies and uterus and natural born, this, that, and the other, which was her little thing that she did before. And she does the microaggressions, which Maddie pointed out. She always does the microaggression. So if this is the game you're going to keep playing, don't get mad when you get smited down because you don't know when to leave the hell alone. So I'll say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Because at the end of the day, it's like, look, when I said about the whole two women having babies thing, it's like all queer people want is representation. Anything to do with queer people and queer representation doesn't always have to do with sex. In Lightyear, it wasn't like you were seeing two animated couples going down on each other. You just saw two women with a baby. And if you're not ready to explain, all the extra isms that comes with queer people and all this other stuff, you don't have to even explain all of that. All you could tell them is they adopted the kid, or the child was from a previous relationship, like he had a daddy or whatever. Or you could, I would say, artificial insemination. But if that's a little too much, just keep it at adoption. And then you gotta explain all the scientific stuff that comes with that. So I definitely want to hear from y'all in regards to this. I was like, Matt ain't do nothing to this lady, but Jess, he not hilarious, always jumping out with some bullshit. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.